Hello and welcome back to my channel. I really don't know how to introduce this video. I think about it and I already have tears in my eyes. I'm just so incredibly excited and like proud, overwhelmed with emotions, because if this doesn't work out, if this formula turns out to be very poor, I'm gonna cry even more. If you haven't guessed by the title or the thumbnail, today I'm going to demo, swatch, talk about, put it on my eyes, and I'm going to be showing you Jaclyn Hill x Morphe The Vault collection. So if you would like to see what I think about it, what it looks like, what the swatches are like, just keep on watching. And just a quick introduction to The Vault. I wanted to buy it for my birthday because it was initially meant to come out mid-June. My birthday is on the 11th and I was going to treat myself to this. Then it was pushed back due to inconsistencies and whatnot. Didn't really care much for it. I wanted to get it anyway. So when I found out it's coming out in August, I had it in my calendar, I had the alarm set on my phone and I bought it. I bought the whole collection because I liked all of the palettes. I was meant to pay £49, that's UK, but with the discount code JACATTACK, all caps, I managed to save like £5. And because it was above 30, UK delivery was free. So for the whole collection I paid £44.10, which means individually I paid £11 per palette. That's amazing, honestly. That's like, you could, there are palettes in Superdrug that are around £10. Even Revolution, Soph X Revolution palette is £10. You're paying £1 more and you get a palette from Morphe that has Jaclyn names on it. Like, let's stop rambling. The packaging is great. I wish I had the opportunity to get the PR package because it was actually like The Vault. It looked amazing. It does come with bubble wrap, like it's double bubble wrapped. There's two of those sleeves in here. Here they are. Oh my god. I'm not going to talk about too much about the packaging itself. I know after watching Jaclyn's video that she did put a lot of thought into it. The only thing I have against it is that no matter the way I hold it, if I want to read the names the right way round and I pull them out, they come out upside down. If I want the face facing up, the writing will be upside down. That's the only thing that like bothers me, but it's honestly, that's just me being picky. There are 4 palettes in The Vault and they are called Dark Magic, Armed and Gorgeous, Bling Boss and Ring the Alarm. I'm not gonna ramble, I'm just gonna pick out the first one, which in my case, I don't know if they're all in The Vault the same way around, but my first one is Dark Magic. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, calm down. Oh, I'm gonna bend it back a little bit. This is what the Dark Magic looks like. These are going to be amazing. Yeah, so this is the first one. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more in a minute and I'm going to swatch them for you. This is Armed and Gorgeous and it has a sticker on it at the back. By the way, the V2 that's on the palettes and the Vault itself, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to us. That's for like the lab to know something. That's what Jaclyn said in down in the comments on, I think it was like Trend Moods Instagram. Oh my goodness, this during autumn is like, yes, pumpkin vibes all the way. Totes amazeballs. Bling Boss. That's actually the palette that I'm looking forward to the most. It's the purple one, because as you'll know, I actually don't wear purples, and I'm kind of looking forward to, I feel inspired, which is great. When I saw the collection, I immediately knew that I will be inspired, and I'm looking forward to try looks with this. It looks so pretty. These three shimmers, the bottom two and that one there, they look very, very similar. And last but not least is the Ring the Alarm, which I think will be the palette that people will buy the most, because it has loads of warm tones in. But it is slightly more on the basic side, but it's still beautiful. Let's swatch these. I never thought filming a swatch part of this video will be this difficult. Please bear in mind, that's my first ever like swatch video, I think. If you didn't see, the way I swatched these palette was by going round in circle twice and going once across my arm. I must say that the shimmers slash glitters, well, there's no real glitters in these palettes, but the shimmers are amazing. That I have to admit. There's at least one shade in each individual palette that I'm not entirely happy with. In the first palette that I've swatched, which is the Dark Magic, it was actually the first shade, Puff, that did not impress me at all, and you can imagine what my reaction was by touching this collection for the first time, and the shade that I've touched first did not impress me. It's just not as pigmented as I thought it would be. The rest of the shades in the Dark Magic palette so far, when it comes to swatches, work fantastic. You will see throughout my review with regards to the swatches, it is the matte shades that did not impress me. In the Armed and Gorgeous, it was Smooth Criminal. It's actually very, very powdery, but it is quite sheer, and I kind of like that because I think it'll be a very nice colour to build in the crease and don't make it too dark too quickly. It should blend quite nicely. I might use this today just to check that out. Again, the rest of the shade in the palette are very, very, very nice, especially Agent, which is this orange. Beautiful. In the Bling Boss, it was the Berry Treasure, which is the last shade. It's a very, very, very interesting shade. but it's like a black, like a really, really, really dark, plummy purple, pretty much black with golden pink shimmer, maybe a little bit of like green. Very, very interesting colour, just doesn't swatch very well. Again, the rest of the shades are great. And then the last but not least, Ring the Alarm palette, and the shade that I wasn't impressed with, Rush and Mugshot. They don't swatch the most pigmented, but that only means you might have to build those colours, which again in so many cases is not a bad thing, because sometimes if the shade is too pigmented and it doesn't blend out, then you effed. And if a shade is a little bit more sheer, you can build it really nicely and that helps you blend. So I'm not that mad about it. Bomb ass in this palette is, it takes my breath away, that's how good it is. And the undertone of it is beautiful. I did not prime my arm, I did not prime my fingers with anything. These are swatches as they are, and like Jaclyn said, like many people say, you shouldn't judge palette by its swatches because it can surprise you on the eyes. And that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put the palettes to the test and give them a fair shot. Let me zoom it in and let's get on with putting it on the eyes. The way I prime my lids is always with a concealer and a little bit of setting powder. It's just the way I like it. Today I'm going to put to the test the Bling Boss palette, which is the purples. I'm going to start with Hush Hush, which is the second shade, which seems to be the crease shade. 203 from Real Techniques. Tapping off some of the excess. There was a little bit of kickback in the pan, but not ridiculous. Okay, so far this is very, very, very sheer. We take a little bit more. I'm not going to tap off the excess this time. Yeah, but I should have, because I had the tiniest bit of fallout. Well, that already is a very, very nice crease shade. Alright, alright. Fine. Rockstar, which is the middle, an aubergine eggplant shade. So nice! Not a lot of kickback in the pan, very pigmented on the brush. Let's see her. I don't know whether it's my lid or the shade, but I feel like the Rockstar has grabbed onto this patch here and a little bit more in this area. It's not completely even, but let's build it and see if I can fix that a little bit. That has kind of evened it out a little bit, I must say. It's not as bad as I thought. Let me blend the edge a little bit. I'm going to take Mystic in the corner here, which is a purple, but it's slightly brownish, and I'm building the depth on the outside corner of my eye. I'm gonna take the brush that had Rockstar on it and blend what I've just put in. I really want to put the Berry Treasure to the test, so I'm going to take a flat brush and Berry Treasure. Not too much kickback in the pan. Let's see. See? It's really, really dark. So I'm going to put it on the outside corner of my eye, so like outer third, up to the crease. There's the tiniest bit of fallout with this shade. This glitter that's in there does not show on the eye. This to me is pretty much a black. So Berry Treasure is not a bad colour, it's just more of a black rather than anything else, but it does deepen this look. Okay, now the fun part. I'm going to put a gem, which is the bright purple, in the middle of my lid. I'm going to use a finger. I do like to use fingers to put my shadow on, especially by Morphe. They just stick a little bit better. All the way in, and there's loads on my finger, which just shows you how pigmented this shade is. But because my fingers are too big, I'm going to take a flat brush that will help me reach the inside corner of my lid. And as expected, with the brush you do get a little bit more fall down. Very nice. For my inner corner, I'm going to use Bling Bling, which is the first shade. Oh no, it's not picking up on the brush. Why? I feel like it's sealed. It looks like it's sealed. Okay, I've picked up some on there. That's not good enough. What I'm gonna have to do, because it's going into my, like the inner third of my eye, I'm going to have to carry on scrubbing the pan until it actually picks up. Basically, the shadow is really creamy and oily, so on the finger it swatches brilliantly, but it doesn't actually get on the brush that well. You really have to work it in. Let's see. It is a beautiful shade, but it simply like clumps up. I have like a clump of the shadow. Let me zoom it in. It like clumped up together. Trying to work it in. Well, that's slightly disappointing. Jaclyn. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take Rockstar. I'm going to take it all the way in. Alright, let me do the other eye off of camera and I will be right back. That's just a soft daytime look for you. I actually tightlined my top and bottom waterline, and I smoked out my bottom waterline with Mystic. Overall, I love this look, and despite few difficulties, I love this palette. If you work it out, this palette, by buying the Vault and applying the discount code and everything else, this has cost me £11 and like 3 pence. So it is totally worth it. Despite Rockstar being slightly patchy at first, when you work it in, when you apply more, it works fine. I did not have any problems on this side, so it could just be a little bit of more of like a dry patch on my eye on this eye. Mystic is a great colour. I love it. Gem looks lovely on the eyes, I think. Hush, despite me putting that in the crease, it was very sheer, but it's good that it's sheer. The only thing I'm actually surprisingly disappointed with is Bling Bling and Berry Treasure, which I knew at the start I wasn't going to be impressed by. The reason I'm not impressed by it is that the particles that are in there in the pan that you can see, you don't see them on the eyes. This essentially looks like a very, 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 very dark purple, pretty much a black. Bling Bling is terrible in the sense that it looks amazing. It's very creamy, very, very creamy, very, very creamy. It does blend. It is very shiny, but it's ever so slightly too creamy, where it just essentially seals in the pan. When you want to apply the shadow with the brush, you have to wiggle it rather than just swipe, and that creates fallout. It clumps up a little bit, the shadow clumps up a little bit. Doesn't look the greatest on the eye when it does clump up, but I did manage to get it to work, so it's not completely you know, like a total fail. And I think every single palette in this collection will have shades that are a little bit better than the other ones, but that's like any other palette really. So I'm not blown away by it. I love the colour scheme and I love the themes. I will definitely do more tutorials with different palettes. I still have the Ring the Alarm to try, the Dark Magic and the Armed and Gorgeous palettes to try out. Today, Bling Boss I rate at 7 out of 10, purely because of those little bits, little faults. It does look great. I might wear purple eyeshadow more often. If you have enjoyed that, and I hope you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!